And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
This wrestling thing is weird, right? Like all these fans are kind of weird. Most of them, anyway.
Kind
right? Well, kind of really. So, how many of these guys are like I don't know how to explain it, but I got it. Like,
the DMs? Are you trying to get to the DM questions?
Yeah, like what's going on there? What is social media like for someone like yourself?
You know what? A lot of these fans have different fetishes, which is crazy.
Here we go,
Jimmy. I told you, you can make $1 million.
I feel like the foot fetish is common, right? A lot of guys have foot fetishes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I got to ask you this then. So, from what I understand, especially in OnlyFans, if you just show your feet, you don't even have to show your face. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars just.
You know what? A lot of people ask for feet pics. It's not rare. It's not rare.
My God. All right, so Jordan, are you giving feet pics out?
Well, are you guys men? Do you guys like feet?
No.
You're not a feet guy.
Look, Jordan, you're talking to two guys that, I was thinking you're from California, right? And so I'm going to assume that you're kind of, and maybe I'm wrong, you're kind of into rap music and all that stuff from being from the West Coast. Am I wrong with that?
No, you're not. I do.
Right. So West Coast, so we're older. So, so we grew up on heavy metal, rock and roll.
Okay.
Again, we both like rap, but obviously the West Coast has.
Wait. Don't lie.
I like rap, dude. I do
like rap, and when I study certain rap artists as a rock metal guy, my head does spin at the intelligence level of certain lyricists like an Eminem, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't love rap. Okay, continue.
I find I think Tupac was a genius.
I agree.
Biggie Smalls, but again, those are all older guys during my generation. So being on the West Coast, well, I'm going to ask you this question then. What do you think? Do you think that P. Diddy killed both Tupac and Biggie?
What? Wow.
I think he has a lot behind. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh my God.
He's behind some of the stuff, I think. But it's wild. I never thought of Biggie until all this stuff started to come out, and I was like, huh.
So, being that you're in this role, and we're getting back to the foot fetish in a minute. Don't worry, you're not even close to being off the hook on that one. But being that you're putting yourself in the spotlight, right, and then you have a regular job, which you explained. How often, are you nervous as a woman, considering what you're starting to see now or hear now with P. Diddy and the things he was doing to women, which is actually facts that are proven in court at this point, and then people are involved, and then the accusations of a billionaire, an only accusation of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Do you find yourself getting dragged into this situation at all?
I don't, because I am aware of it, and I won't allow myself to get into that situation. But I can see it being difficult if you do want to kind of progress. Is it kind of goes hand in hand because it's all entertainment. You know what I mean? It's all out there. It's out there.
Well, I'm going to ask you straight out then, right? And I'm going to ask you respectfully. How often do promoters come up to you and say, "Hey, look, I can do a lot of stuff for you, but you just got to do some stuff for me"?
You know what? I've never had that happen to me. I think because I'm more stern when they talk to me. So I really hold honestly, when I talk to them about my pay or anything, I really hold my ground. to it. I'm like, hey, this isn't gonna fly. Like, where's my money? Because you have to be like that because they do try to get over on women. They really do. Like, I've had promoters tell me oh, fans only like you because of your looks. Like, what? Like, that's so rude. So you're kind of shutting my training down and my talent down, just saying I'm where I'm at because of my looks. Like, that's no.
You know, Jordan, not to hammer it home, but you got to get an agent. You need what Led Zeppelin had. You need Peter Grant. You need somebody to be talking for you and going, "Where's the pay?"
Yeah,
You know,
because they
and
don't
where
take women seriously. I agree. And then
what's
if
the
you, hmm
what's the end game here for you? That's what
hmm
you need. You need somebody who believes in you as much as you believe in you and is able to businessly forward you.
yeah,
Mike rant over, but she
I
said earlier she
agree.
needs an agent. She needs an agent.
I need an
Agent.
agent, guys. Hit me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
I
would say
agree.
even more in the wrestling world where there is like again, it's a bit creepy. Let me ask you this, Jordan.
Cutthroat. It's
When you
cutthroat.
hear about women or just it doesn't even matter about wrestling, but when you hear women that look, they want to move up the ladder, you know, it's been going on forever and ever.
Yeah, it's going
Pay
on forever.
men
Yeah.
and women. When a woman does finally or decides to accept pay for services rendered, do they
Mm,
have a right to go back and cry wolf that they've been taken advantage of?
No, because you know you're getting yourself into.
thank you.
I know. I mean, you got yourself in a situation. You got the benefits from that because now you're a star, and then you want to go back because maybe you've matured, or I don't know, or you're embarrassed, or what. I feel like you know what you're getting into at that point. You know,
Or maybe you think you can get more money.
or you think you get more money. A lot of them do that too.
Yeah,
But I feel
there
like
is.
yeah. I mean, or sometimes they can be, I don't know, afraid. Like maybe they feel like they have no choice or desperate at the time, and then they regret it. There can be a whole bunch of different like living situations, or they needed fast cash, and I don't know. I can't speak on that, but I
How do you keep yourself, and I'm not saying you do, but how do you keep yourself out of getting into relationships, right? Because I'm assuming traveling around on the weekends when you're not doing your
mhm,
regular gig, trying to build your reputation as a character. How do
mhm.
you avoid getting involved romantically with other wrestlers?
Just look at it more as like a business, because the wrestling, I feel like the guys they don't want a relationship, so they're just looking for fun. And it's like if you're not looking for fun at that time, then why waste your time?
She's keeping
Well,
it simple.
then
It's a
again,
job.
and then
It's a
again, Jimmy.
job.
I mean,
Yeah,
on the indie scene, who knows what they're making too? They're not going to be able
Yeah, and not
to
for
support
nothing.
anybody anyway.
And not for
yeah.
nothing, considering some of the indie cards we saw up in Long Island. Can you picture Sweater Vest trying to pick her up? Come on, dude.
That's for
What are we
sure.
talking about? Some of those indie
Sweater
wrestlers couldn't
vest.
pick up. They got faces like feet. Getting back to getting back to feet. And I wanted to ask you, does at any point your professional life creep into your personal life, like at work? Are they asking to see your toes?
What?
At work, like
Yeah.
my job, no.
Yeah, well, after all, I mean, you're going to wind up on fans only one day with your toes. I mean, got to make some money here. No?
I mean,
I don't
I have
know.
sold. I don't have an OnlyFans or anything like that, but I have sold feet pics. It's easy.
All right,
Yeah,
wait a
You
minute.
wear
So
sandals. You walk around barefoot. Here, you want to see?
yeah, yeah.
where are people hitting you up for feed pics on
It,
Insta? And by the way, Jimmy, I'm getting
yeah,
hip, right? Insta. I'm using the real lingo at this point.
Insta. Okay,
yep.
It's
okay.
so they're like they're like, and so is there like a DM that goes back and forth? They're like, all right, send me a
Well,
hundred
so
bucks.
I'll see
Boom,
like,
there you go.
so I have the notification, so I'll see it already swiped down before
This is
opening.
unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I can't.
And then I'll
Oh.
like, would you sell
Hey,
feet pics for the
but,
amount? They'll put them out. I'm like, sure. So then I'll open that
oh my
one.
God.
But then there are some that waste your time though. There's some that will say that they're gonna buy this and that, and then just to hold the conversation. So you gotta nip that in the butt ASAP.
Right.
You got to get payment. You know, we could work out a deal too, Jordan. If you, as you get more famous, which I'm sure you are, you really don't want your feet out there. So I will give you my feet for 50%. Right? So we'll.
They'll never be able to tell the difference.
You have to. I know, but you have to do French tips, okay? Because I only do French tips.
Only French? Wow.
Wow.
I can't pull that out.
Yeah, I can see it too. You know, wow, her feet got hairy this week.
Yeah, they're gonna notice if they don't have French tips. Wait.
Come on here.
All right.
Well, you should charge by the toe, by the way. I'm serious.
By the toe.
By the toe.
Or you want the pinky toe? Which toe?
Yeah, by the toe.
Because without the pinky toe, what is the foot? You know what I'm saying?
I got 4 toes.
But Jimmy, I got to understand this. So the wrestling fan or whoever write you. How do they approach you on this? Like, how do they know that you're...
They straight up just ask. Like, they got no shame. I feel like they're very comfortable. I feel like they've done it before.
Wow.
So what do they just say? How much for a foot pick? Like, what's the conversation like?
They're professional foot finders. They're professional.
So they're like, would you sell? Okay, so
what is going on?
For example, when I was in Vegas during WrestleMania weekend, I had jeans on, and then I had these sandal heels, and it showed my toes, and that's when it just went crazy. They're like,
Mike,
they're like, would you sell your feet pics? Would you sell them in nylons? Would you sell them?
Oh my God! And they're just asking all these questions. And what do you literally have like a price list that you got hanging on your wall or in a book? And you're like, okay, this is what this cost.
No, you know what? So I always ask, you know what? Make me an offer, because sometimes they'll offer more than what I would say.
Wow. All right. So okay, wait a minute. So give me the price guide, Jordan. Look, I'm sorry it's going this way, but this is because this is important information, Jimmy. I need to know.
You better not say how much for a feet pick in my DM.
I no, trust me. What? So like, what's like a basic price guide for the feet pick? Like
price guide.
Yeah, I want to know, Jimmy. I gotta know.
All right.
So they would offer, for example, like $35 a pick. Yeah, for one pick.
Now, what do you have, like a standard camera, and you have your foot at a certain level, and you make the perfect foot picture?
So they'll send you like they're serious. So they'll send you like example pictures. Like do it just like this. Yeah.
So must be this.
Yeah. So some they want straight on. Some they want it like curled up. Some they want it.
What a bunch of freaks, dude.
Some they want the balls of your feet, the back.
The balls. The balls of your feet.
The heel. The heel.
And you're doing this before. What are you, a cat? I mean, what is...
By the way, Jordan, I got to tell you a quick story. So me and Jimmy, when we started this, right, we were just doing it for fun, 2 guys, whatever. And then the show really started to pick up momentum. But we were talking about this last night. Jimmy's vision was to do this wonderful wrestling show. And I'm looking at him right now. He goes, I cannot believe I'm talking to this fantastic professional wrestler and we're talking about foot picks. He's also, what is going on here?